Today, we're taking a trip to IKEA!
I have been wanting to make a trip to IKEA for a little while now. I had a few things on a list that I needed, and yes, I could have ordered them, but I got to thinking it would be fun to make a little day trip with just the two of us to IKEA. So we're gonna go on a little adventure to IKEA and take you along with us, and I'll be sharing some of the new things that catch my eye and some of my favorite things, and just take you along on the journey with us.
Well, let's go. This is gonna be an absolute blast, isn't it? IKEA, guys! This is gonna be an amazing day.
Starting route to IKEA.
All right, where are we going today?
IKEA!
IKEA! I mean, what an adventure this is gonna be. Us in IKEA, you know?
Oh my gosh. I'm a little nervous about taking you.
Why are you nervous about taking me to IKEA? Alright, but it's gonna take us a while to get there. How long is it gonna take?
About an hour and a half. We're driving to the Houston IKEA, so it's about 100 miles from where we live. It's a nice quiet drive though.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So I'm driving the first half of this trip, and then we're gonna pull over and switch and let Dean drive the second half, and we'll explain why when we get there.
Alright, so what are the 3 things you're most excited about in going to IKEA today?
Okay, first I'm excited because I haven't been to an IKEA in probably a year or two, so I'm excited to see what all is new and just to get to walk around. Second, I have a few things I'm actually planning on getting, some of which are for our next projects, which just might be our, what would you say, like most requested, suggested. We are finally going to be building a tool bench, and my sister used some of IKEA's stacking storage bins for some of her tool stuff in her garage organization, and I want to do the same thing and just have some clear boxes on our storage bench. Third, I'm excited that we will be walking around in a giant air-conditioned building today and not working outside in the insane heat because we just had another heat wave come through. The humidity is insane, and so we decided that since we just finished a big project, it would be smart to take a little bit of a breather, do something inside that feels a little more restful, and then start on the next project next week. So what are 3 things you're most excited about?
I'll tell you those right after a Chinese fire drill. The beaver calls. Alright, so the first thing I'm excited about is, of course, IKEA shopping carts. They're super annoying to push, but they're really fun to ride. And the second thing I'm excited to share is lots of interesting facts about IKEA. Like, did you know that IKEA... And then probably the thing I'm most excited about is doing embarrassing things in front of you.
Oh my god.
So now, let's tell them, why have we switched drivers? Why am I driving the second half and you drove the first half?
I hate driving in big cities.
She does not like big city driving, folks. It like really gets to her. So I always drive through big cities.
Big weenie.
After an hour and a half drive, we finally made it safely to IKEA, and I had forgotten just how big this place is.
Which brings us to our first interesting fact. Did you know that the average IKEA is over 300,000 square feet? That's equal to about 5 football fields or 42 tennis courts. That's massive.
So after entering this massive store and taking a little while to find our bearings and figure out where we're actually supposed to start, we grabbed a basket and started in the kitchen section. I actually really needed some new hot pad holders, and these neutral dark gray ones blend in perfectly with my kitchen, and so I grabbed a few of those. Really quick, if you haven't ever been to an IKEA before, basically there is one main pathway that winds its way through the entire store, and while you have the option to take shortcuts and skip different sections, we decided to stay on the main path and walk through every section of the store. I love IKEA's selection of glass canisters and jars, and these larger ones actually come with lids, and I use them in my own kitchen for storing things like rice, flour, sugar, and all of my baking goods. Next, we came to the dinnerware and glassware section, and I am really loving the unique shape of their wine glasses right now. I decided to get some of these shorter stemmed goblets to use as water glasses for the family during the holidays. Next, we quickly walk through the textile section. I have used these white duvet covers for years on different beds in our house, and they are a really affordable, great staple to have. After that, we came to the bathroom section, and I want to point out a few of the vanities that I like. The style of this floating vanity is definitely more modern, and if you've been with us for a while, you might remember an IKEA hack that we did on this very style last year. They also have some more traditional styles that I like, and if you're on a budget and you don't want to build your own vanity, these can be a great option. IKEA also has a countertop sink option that they offer, but if you really want to elevate the look of these, I recommend going to an actual granite yard and asking to see their remnant section, where you can usually find marked down pieces that are perfect for a bathroom countertop. Next, we came to the curtains and curtain rod section, and if I am ever in need of a good, affordable white curtain option, I always go to the IKEA Ritva curtains first. I'm also loving some of the other color options they have right now, especially these rust-colored velvet ones. They could be so fun in the right space. From there, we moved on to the rug section, and while I do love IKEA's giant jute rugs, I will say that if you're looking for a good budget-friendly rug, I would first recommend looking at Leloy's printed vintage-style rugs, as I like the design and the quality of those even more.
These are divine. I love all the variety we have here. Now, here's an interesting IKEA fact that may shock you. It's not actually pronounced IKEA, at least originally. Most of us English speakers say it the way the letters look. IKEA. But IKEA is actually a Swedish brand, and so they actually pronounce it more like IKEA. IKEA.
Next, we moved into the baskets and storage section. They always have a pretty great selection of woven baskets that are perfect for adding a little bit of storage on your shelves. And I love the variety of plastic storage bins that they have, and even grabbed some of these for storage in one of our boys' rooms. I also grabbed some of these clear stacking storage bins to use on my workbench that I'll finally be building next week. I've been on the hunt for a large bin for our massive Lego collection, and this laundry hamper turned out to be the perfect size that I needed. Next, we moved on to the lighting and mirror section, and there were a few items that really stood out to me. First, this seagrass pendant was only $30. I could see this working really well for someone with more of a boho style. Second was this large 43-inch circle mirror for only $130, and a lot of higher-end stores carry similar mirrors to this, and they are way more expensive. Now, this isn't design related, but if you have kids or grandkids, I did want to point out these little art kits. We actually got one of these for each of our kids last year for Christmas and stocked them with all of their favorite art goodies, and they were a huge hit and have come in especially handy anytime we're traveling or have a long car ride. Next, I picked up this cute little green glass vase. I just really loved the color and the shape of this. Upstairs is where they have all of their furniture staged in different rooms, and I haven't been to an IKEA in quite a while, so it was fun to see all of the new things they have. One of the first things that caught my eye was this cute black and green chair, and I feel like it would be perfect tucked into the corner of a little boy's room. I've always loved using IKEA dressers in my kids' rooms, and this one is a newer style that I haven't seen before, but I really like it.
I'm gonna have to have this painting somewhere.
After a bit of looking around, I saw this glass and metal cabinet that I really love, and I think this would be so beautiful styled in a dining room like shown here, or even in a living room with books and other odds and ends in it. The next thing that really caught my eye was this other style of glass cabinet that had a little bit more of a traditional shape to it, and I love the brass details that they added with the hardware and then the little latch for the sliding glass doors.
Did you make that?
I also really love these hemness glass door cabinets. I think it would be perfect styled as like a linen cabinet in a bathroom or a hallway, or even if you have the right spot in a living room, it could work there as well. I also thought that these metal lockers were pretty unique and would make a fun addition to a mudroom or maybe a teen's bedroom. After that, we moved on to the dining and kitchen area, and I was really impressed with some of the new wood dining tables that they have. This one especially seemed like the best quality and not what I typically picture when I hear IKEA furniture.
The tour of IKEA was going incredibly well, and it got even better when this song came on. Next, we moved into the bedroom section, and I feel like this is the perfect place for our next fun IKEA fact. You probably already know this, but IKEA beds are popular. I mean, really popular. In fact, it's estimated that 1 out of every 10 Europeans is conceived in an IKEA bed. You're welcome. We finished out our tour of the upstairs by stopping by the kids section. And you may not know this, but IKEA has tons of stuffed animals, several of which our kids have fallen in love with. And finally, we went downstairs where things open up a bit and you can ride those glorious carts. And now it's time for our next interesting IKEA fact. IKEA is famous for their flat pack furniture boxes, and the idea for the flat pack boxes came in 1956 by this gentleman when he couldn't fit a wooden table into the trunk of his car, and so he decided to pull off the legs and make it work, and the flat pack furniture box was born.
Before finally heading to the checkout lines, I always like to swing through the as-is section just to make sure there's not anything there that I have been looking for that's an easy fix, or that maybe I can repurpose in another way, or maybe have another fun IKEA hack. After that, we were ready to check out and finish off a great day trip to IKEA.
Somebody's already been to IKEA. Successful day at IKEA. Well, we hope you enjoyed this little IKEA adventure, and hopefully Andrew was able to show you some things that are worth taking a look at.
Yeah, it was really fun to take a little day trip and go walk all around IKEA. I haven't got to go in quite a while, and so it was fun to see the new things that they had. Plus, of course, I got to get a few things that were on my list, and if I'm really honest, it was nice to have a break from doing an actual project this week, and sometimes that mental break and space is just what I need to get a little bit of inspiration and start getting like, all right, I'm ready to build something again, and then by the next week, I'm like ready to jump back in.
So thanks for joining us for this adventure, and you'll definitely want to stay tuned because Andrea has some big things planned for the upcoming weeks. So we'll catch you there.
You're so weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Johnny boy. You want to sit right there and just
real
be, you have to be
quiet.
as quiet as mouse though. That's not quiet.
Don't touch chip back.
This
Yeah,
line.
we can have some chips after
See if
we
you can
finish.
be so sneaky quiet that we can't hear you.
Using our best tactics to try and finish the last few lines, yeah?
So
I'm like bouncing all over the place.
Yeah. A personal favorite.
Charlie Browntree.
That was inspiring.
oh, thanks.
It really, I mean, it touched me in a way that I really liked.
Most requested video coming right up. Good job, Asher Man.